Sign hot takes. Capricorn moons are the most likely to just sit and stare at you while you speak and then not respond. Not because they're not listening, they do listen. It's because if a Capricorn moon doesn't feel like they have something valuable to offer in response, they just won't answer. They are not just going to keep a conversation going to be polite. I actually really like that about them. Whether or not a Leo moon had a good or bad relationship with their own father, they pride themselves on being a good parent. They're using either their anger or their respect for their own father as fuel for being a good parent. In relationships, Cancer moons don't have high expectations, but they have strange expectations. Not more than most necessarily, but it's very little and often very specific things that they do expect. It's usually actually not that difficult, but those little things will make or break how they feel in the relationship. If you say something about an Aries moon that they think is incorrect, that is one of the quickest ways to piss them off. Obviously, no one wants to feel slandered, but for Aries moons, it can be something like you say they like a certain food that they don't. Aries moons value their authenticity. If you strip that authenticity away from them in front of them by saying something they deem as inaccurate about them, their character, or even their interests, their thoughts, step back. Pisces moon and Scorpio moon are often, I've noticed, the most resistant to talking about their life and their past. But for different reasons. Scorpio moon just feels safer the less people know, even people who are close to them. They just would rather have as much of themselves kept to themselves as they can in order to feel like nobody's going to hurt them. Pisces moons aren't necessarily trying to be secretive. It's just that they typically prefer, even with people that they're close to talk about anything besides their past or their current real heavy life experiences. And it actually doesn't really have much to do with other people. It's like they often don't want to open that can of worms because if they're going in, they're going in. The rest of the signs will be mentioned in part 2 coming soon.